Is former Trump attorney John Eastman going for the insanity defense?
Do you still think the election was stolen?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Still.
No question. No question in my mind.
Welcome into TYT Overruled. I am your host, Adrienne Lawrence. Donald Trump's attorney and co-defendant, John Eastman, was the first big player to surrender to the Fulton County, Georgia authorities this morning. The man turned himself in on a 9-count indictment for violating the state RICO Act, criminal solicitation, criminal conspiracy, and filing false documents. Upon his release on that $100,000 bond, the sexagenarian agreed to a host of conditions, including 30-day check-ins with the court, abiding by the laws, refraining from witness intimidation, and not directly communicating with co-defendants and witnesses. If you recall, Eastman was among the Trump lawyers leading the charge in trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election results.
And all we are demanding of Vice President Pence is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, he let the legislatures of the state look into this so we get to the bottom of it and the American people know whether we have control of the direction of our government or not.
As we know, Eastman never produced any evidence whatsoever to support their claims of widespread election fraud. And even though he still has no evidence whatsoever today, the accomplished attorney and professor seems committed to defending against the claims.
My legal team and I will vigorously contest every count of the indictment in which I have been named, and also every count in which others are named, for which my knowledge of the relevant facts, law, and constitutional provisions may prove helpful. I am confident that when the law is faithfully applied in this proceeding, all of my co-defendants and I will be fully vindicated.
You would really think that Eastman would possibly try to cut a deal to avoid that whole potential 5 to 20 year sentence that comes with a RICO conviction in Georgia, especially given that there is evidence of him admitting to Rudy Giuliani that there was no election fraud, and the man went out of his way to try to seek a pardon.
And what's clear in the final report is that Eastman and Trump, as kind of partners in this undertaking, knew the theory was bogus, that the strategy was plainly illegal all along. There was no good faith confusion, no arguable, colorable case on both sides. No.
In fact, just a few days later, Dr. Eastman emailed Rudy Giuliani and requested that he be included on a list of potential recipients of a presidential pardon. Quote, "I've decided that I should be on the pardon list, if that is still in the works."
Even so, it seems Eastman plans to argue that his actions were protected by attorney-client privilege.
As troubling, it targets attorneys for their zealous advocacy on behalf of their clients, something attorneys are ethically bound to provide, and which was attempted here by formally challenging the results of the election through lawful and appropriate means, an opportunity never afforded them or their clients in the Fulton County Superior Court.
This defense of zealous representation is likely DOA. Attorneys can't help their clients commit crimes under the guise of privilege. The protection only goes so far. Now, fortunately, Eastman has plenty of time to refine his defense, particularly now that the disbarment proceedings against him have been postponed. The California judge overseeing the proceedings went ahead and canceled them this morning because he wanted to accommodate Eastman's need to surrender to authorities in Fulton County. Isn't that super nice? Now, as the Twitter account Jackie Smith posted, if you don't have time to get disbarred because you're busy getting arrested, you might have made some questionable choices along the way. Looking at you, John Eastman. That being very accurate, and that also being said, it seems pretty wild that Eastman is still arguing that the election was stolen. So do you think that he is maybe sincerely believing this hype of an election being stolen? Or do you think he is simply committed to the crime? You let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit those like and follow buttons. And thanks for watching.